Good morning, everybody, and welcome back for your weekly energy forecast and oracle reading. So let's get comfortable and let us pull this week apart and let's see what energetic weather is here to support us, and let's see how we can navigate our way through this week to our advantage. Okay, let's get some cards out. Let's choose a tarot card for today and tomorrow's energy. Being the beginning of the week, we have the Nine of Cups. Look at this lady. She's like leaping into the air and she's like, woohoo! So this card is the traditional wish card in the tarot. So this is about going after what you want, dreaming big. And with this, I hear the word very loudly, limitless. We are limitless. And we are limitless because we've cleared so much over the last while. With all these lovely planets being in retrograde, it's given us a lot of time to clear out and purge what was no longer serving us. So now we've actually made room now for all sorts of good to come in. So it's time to dream big, wish big. And I've heard this message so many times during the course of this year that this is what this year was for. To wish big, dream big, to have higher expectations and to not play small, right? Go big or go home, I hear with that. And seeking fulfillment, like what really fulfills us, what really makes us joy, what really brings us joy. Because I'm hearing Spirit say what is intrinsic to this is knowing our why. So if you know what you want, if you know what you're wishing for, why do you want it? Okay, know your why, because it's the why, aka the intention, that will ultimately determine the outcome. In other words, why do we want that new car? Is it because it's going to give us status? Is it going to make us look important? Or is it going to serve a purpose? In other words, get us from point A to point B safely and securely. Knowing your why ensures its successful outcome. Okay, let's get some wisdom of the oracle here for the beginning of the week. Come to the edge. You cannot make this up. Look at this. She's standing on the edge of what looks like a treasure chest, and she's jumping into the air. And look at this card here. She's standing on the edge of this little cliff, and like she's leaping into the air, and she's got all these hearts around her. So this is like dream big or go home. Okay, really decide what it is that you want. Take the action steps that support it, because there's room now, there's space. We're not limited. We are not limited. Okay, come to the edge, go for what you want, and then the how will appear. Because they're showing me here that we can't wait until the circumstances are right. We can't wait until the money is here, or the love of our life is here, or the new house is here before we're happy, right? We need to be happy first. We need to take the steps that are going to get us to where we want to be, because they're showing me the analogy of like when you get, this came up last week too, I'm sure. This sounds very familiar. Like when you come to the edge of a cliff, you can't wait until the gate appears, or the bridge, should I say. You can't wait till the bridge appears before you go. You set your intention, you start taking that first step off the cliff, and then the bridge comes, right? The bridge doesn't come before, right? So take that step, take that leap, come to the edge, and really go for it this week. Now, I want to take a card out of this deck. It's called the Wisdom of the Hidden Realms. I don't think I've ever done a video with these cards now that I think about it, but let's get some wisdom here. Let's see what comes up here for us for the beginning of this week. Gaia's garden, fruition, abundance, reaping what you sow. I'm hearing Spirit say, collect your reward. Collect your reward. So in this wishing big and dreaming big and really going after what we want, taking the first step, coming to the edge to get it, then we're going to get what we want because we ultimately deserve it. We've worked for it. We've cleared out the clutter of our lives. We've made some healthy changes. We've done the work. We've done the soul work. And now we've earned, okay, all this sort of good now that's actually trying to come to us now, okay? This is a beautiful card of abundance and growth. And what I'm also getting with this is that it's not hard work. We don't have to kill ourselves. And I'm finding this theme following on from last week, actually. where we're needing to change that mindset of needing to work ourselves to the bone in order to be worthy of abundance. That mindset is like from the war times. It used to work in those days. It doesn't work like that now. Yes, we must be committed to our path and all the rest of it, but it doesn't mean we have to be workaholics and kill ourselves in the process, right? We need to do what we love and love what we do, and abundance follows. But now it's time to take that now to the next level. So it's time to ask ourselves, how can I take my work, business, job, career, purpose to the next level? Okay, how can I do that? And let me take a little baby step towards that, and then I will be guided. And then the bridge will appear, so to speak. All right, it's a damn nice start to the week, just saying. Okay, let's see what's here now for us for the middle of the week. The King of Pentacles. You can't make this up. Okay, this card speaks about sovereignty and power, absolutely. Just because it's a king, it's not gender specific. It's more about power, really, and action, being action orientated. But the King of Pentacles is very earthy. Yes, he works hard, but he does it in his own kind of sweet time. You know, he's patient about it. He also has very good, healthy boundaries where his work is concerned, right? So this card here speaks about career growth, expansion during the week, a leveling up, I'm hearing. But the leveling up, they're saying here, comes from within. This comes from a new approach. So in other words, even if you're in the same job or the same business or the same whatever, it's showing us as a collective adopting a kind of different approach. Like, let me start doing my work with more love. Let me start doing my work with more patience. Let me start doing my work with more compassion. Do you see where I'm going? And they're saying that energy, that energetic approach is the equivalent of coming to the edge, and it creates results. Right? So in other words, maybe it'll create that recognition that you've been wanting for so long. Maybe it'll attract those big clients that you've been wanting for so long. It's like a shift in how we do things, a shift in our approach ensures growth and expansion. How lovely is that? And please note, there's no stress involved. There's no killing yourself involved. You don't have to work 24 hours a day, okay? This is just about changing our approach, changing our attitude to what we do, then creates external results. The external does not change before we do. It's like a ripple in a pond. You throw a stone into a pond, it ripples out. It never ripples in. It's not how the universe rolls. Okay. Let's get some wisdom of the oracle now for the middle of the week. This is making more sense. It feels like we're having a shift, a positive shift this week with regards to our abundance, prosperity, money, because of what we learned last week. Last week's theme was about learning your value, learning your worth. This week we start seeing the results of that. Okay, let's get some guidance here from the wisdom of the Know your why. Okay, I need to read the message out because I love the message of this card. I just wish I knew them all off by heart. It'd be really helpful. Okay, let's go to card 31. Okay, it says, there's great power in understanding your motives right now. This oracle asks you to be very clear about why you're asking this question, looking for this answer, behaving in this way, and most important, making this choice. Knowing your why is the key to fulfillment. When you are clear about it, your intention will then be a magnet for miracles. Motives define the nature of your experience. When you think about something, feel it, and then act on it. This invisible why is the life force energy within the seed, which brings it to life and holds the potential for growth. How apt is that? So, as in our approach for the middle of the week, we're being practical, we're looking at our work with different eyes, we're doing things a bit differently, maybe with a little bit more love, a little bit more compassion, etc. With our different approach, it impacts our why, as in, why am I doing this job? Why am I doing this business, this career, this vocation that I'm in? What is my why? And does that why resonate with who I have now become? Am I still the same person, or is my why different? Does that make sense? I hope it does. Anyway, okay, let's get some elaboration from the wisdom of the hidden realms. What will help us with our why? What will help us here? The Horse King, assistance and control. So this is about discipline for me, okay? This is about being disciplined. It seems like very much a work week this week. Anyway, so this is about being disciplined in our approach to our work. Again, coming in with that compassion, the empathy, the wanting to be of service to others, whatever your motivation is, be disciplined about it, okay? Commit to it. So in other words, we can't just be, disciplined with our approach today, and then tomorrow we let the wheels fall off, and then we say, oh, nothing ever works. It's because we're not committed. We're not disciplined. So let's be disciplined in our approach, because the horse reminds me of endurance. They just go and go and go and go until they reach the end. So we must be kind of the same, right? To be committed to our goals and our dreams, be persistent, know our why, approach with a different attitude, and things will just seem to flow better, okay? But we've got to have the staying power to do it and not be willing to give up so easily. They're saying the only reason why we'd want to give up so easily on our dreams is because it's based on trauma from the past. It's based on, well, what if I fail again? What if it doesn't work out again? What if I'm not worthy? What if I'm not good enough? That's the only reason why we give up things too quickly, is because of that, you see? So here I'm hearing Spirit say, let us not make our past traumas a self-fulfilling prophecy. They're saying, let us rewrite a new story based on our why. Why am I doing this? Why do I want this? Is it for the greater good of myself and others? Or is it just to feed my ego? Or is it just to get some sort of gratification from the external world that I cannot give myself? These are important questions to ask, actually. All right, let us see now, what energetic weather do we have for Friday and the weekend? Let's pull a tarot card for Friday and the weekend. 4 of Cups. If you look at this lady, she's a bit meh and a bit bored. Okay, I need to pull another card. They're telling a story. Hold on. Okay, what do we have? Okay, you'll see now why I'm laughing. Okay, so here, this is about the temptation to give up. Okay, so after this week of let's go, let's make it happen, we know our why, we're working with compassion, we're being committed, we're going the extra mile, we're reaping what we sow, and then here comes this. Well, maybe I can't do it. Maybe I shouldn't. I'm bored. This niggle, okay? This is bound to happen. This is called resistance, okay? But we always encounter resistance when we grow. Think of when that caterpillar comes out of a cocoon. It doesn't just, sashay out of the cocoon. It's got to kind of fight its way out. It's resistance, but it's a resistance that makes that butterfly stronger. In other words, if you help the butterfly out by cutting open the cocoon and just letting the butterfly fall out, you've actually just done it a huge disservice, because now its wings are not strong enough to fly, right? Its wings develop strength by pushing through the resistance of the cocoon so that it can take flight. Okay, so this card here speaks about pushing through the resistance that we're bound to feel on Friday and the weekend, because resistance will come up like, well, do I really want that new job? Do I really want that promotion? Do I really want to work for myself? Do I really want this or that new thing? Do I really? Or would I rather just keep my life the way it's always been because it's comfortable and familiar? Okay, so Friday and the weekend, we're going to break through some resistance. So remember this conversation when the resistance comes up, and just push through the resistance, because that is what will ultimately make you stronger. That's you being the caterpillar, pushing through the confines of the cocoon so that you can go to the next level. That's the only reason this is coming up. And this is why I needed to take the second card, because this card speaks about abundance, prosperity, financial security, giving gratitude for what you've managed to create, seeing results from your effort. Okay, what I'm getting most with this card is security and stability, like you're building a nice foundation for yourself. Okay, please excuse the dogs performing. They can never be left out of anything. So please excuse them in the background. Okay, let's get some guidance now from the wisdom of the Oracle. And let's see what comes up here for us. This one, fork in the road. This is the need to choose. Which road are you on? Are you in the, let me just stay in the cocoon because it's kind of comfortable and safe here? Or do I step out the cocoon and take flight? What is it that I'm going to do? Let me choose. And what will help you to go and make that choice to choose which road you want, once again, it comes down to knowing your why. Why do you want what you want? Choose accordingly. Okay, now let's get a Wisdom of the Hidden Realms card. Let's elaborate on the fork in the road. What is this? Let's see. The Lady of Lightning. Surprises, sometimes shock. Total paradigm shift. That's a sentence that sticks out for me, as the paradigm shift. Okay, going from being, I want to say, small, feeling inferior, not good enough, not worthy, blah, blah, blah. The small you, the old story you used to tell. Complete change this week. Complete change. This is a huge change, right? So as we're changing, it can be shocking. Again, they're bringing me back to that cocoon. If you look at a butterfly and a caterpillar, that's an enormous difference. Okay, so you might look at the old you and think, wow, I can't believe I used to think that way, act that way, settle for so little. Don't judge. Don't judge yourself for not knowing then what you now know. You didn't know. The same way the butterfly didn't know that it needed to be a caterpillar to get to where it is. That's good. Okay, bouncing back to the analogy of the caterpillar and the butterfly, I need to get this right. They're saying the butterfly needed to be the caterpillar that lived on its one little leaf, limited little leaf, and just ate mulberry leaves and just lived a small little vulnerable life. It needed to live that life to fuel the butterfly it was going to become. It needed to go through that. The same way we need to go through certain challenges in life. It's like it's the fuel for who we become. It's the fuel for our learning. It makes us who we ultimately become, which is the best version of ourselves. So yeah, huge, enormous paradigm shift for us towards the end of the week because of the work we've been doing all along. And it just feels like the work we're going to be doing this week is quite intense, but good, and seeing almost instantaneous results. Okay, so I'm hearing Spirit say you're unlimited. Go for it. There's nothing standing in your way. Okay, now let's finish this off and sum it up nicely this week with a card from the Gateway of Light Activation. Let's see what guidance is here for us this week. How can we sum the energetic weather of this week up, and what tools are here for us to further navigate? Karmic board clearing, energetic clearing. Rewrite your story. Live your truth. You cannot make this up. Okay, let us read the interpretation. Okay, this card says, if you're being overwhelmed by a traumatic memory or a painful event, know it's because this old energy is no longer serving you and that your spirit is calling for it to be released. This card comes to you at a time when you are ready to surrender old ways of being aka caterpillar, and old stories. Know that receiving this message means that your energetic self has been taken to the karmic board during sleep or meditation so that your light body can be cleared of all karmic blockages and stories. All fears, phobias, challenges with partners and relationships, and feelings of being misunderstood are being released now. You are ready to move forward. Wow, how do you like them apples? So that makes so much sense. Hence, what all this retrograde energy has been all about. I think we've got about 7 planets, including Mercury now in retrograde, which is making us go over old ground, right? Covering old aspects of our lives, old traumas, old memories, all sorts of old coming to the surface so that we can clear it, which we've done. And now we've made that room for the new to come in, right? Because now we're busy rewriting a new story, and it's now safe to come to the edge and embark on that story and write a new one. It's time. Well, there you have it, guys. I hope that helps you all, and I hope you all have an amazing, happy week ahead. And once again, thank you for being here. Thank you for commenting, and thank you for liking and sharing and doing all the things that we do in YouTube land. So sending you all so much love. Have an amazing week ahead. Take care. Bye.